Oh, yes. Fancy seeing you here. Oh, don't be shy. Take a seat. Take a seat.
We love to have company here.
Okay. This is like the sixth time I'm having to repeat this video. What is up, people? Welcome back. So, this is a different kind of video, and as you've seen from the title, I really should have done this sooner, and I do apologize. As you can see, if you look at the playlist, you'll see that there are only 3 videos, but those 3 videos are episodes 2 to 4 of Wolf Among Us. And I did play episode 1, but I did not record it, which is my bad, because I had the idea late to record the series. But anyways, right now I'm gonna do my best to give you a proper recap. It's gonna be the probably the worst you've ever heard, because I'm doing this off memory. But you get what you get. I don't know. Recapping is hard. Anyways, before we get into recap, all you need to know, like for the first episode, is that all them people you see in like the fairy tales, Snow White, Beauty and the Beast, etc., they live in New York, specifically in a place called Fabletown, where all these fables, both humans and animals alike, live. And we are playing as this guy.
Good evening.
Sheriff Bigby, basically the big bad wolf, who's for some reason a sheriff in this scenario, which is an interesting choice in my opinion. Okay, basically we start by getting out of the cab and we go into this guy's apartment, Toad, and he's complaining about noise upstairs. But first we press him because he's not wearing glamour, and what glamour basically is just like magical camouflage that makes the animalistic looking people from like the fairy tales look human, so that the humans do not notice. So we press Toad about not wearing glamour, and then we go upstairs to deal with the noise complaint. So yeah, we also find out Toad has a little boy, a little cutie pie. His name is TJ, Toad Jr. Okay, aside from that, we go upstairs. We hear noises coming from the door, like a person talking, a drunk person talking. We kick the door down because it seemed like an emergency at that moment. And then we see a bald guy and a lady, and she's a prostitute, and by the way, her name is Faith, and the bald guy is Woody. And if you know about the story about the big bad wolf, the bald guy is basically the hunter.
What the hell? Hey yo, think I can get your
Are you serious, my brother?
So yeah, that's part of the story. He slaps her, and of course, we have to react. Pin him against the wall, we try to de-escalate the situation, but the woodsman doesn't comply, so then he just headbutts us, and then we start to tussle. Of course, me being me, we rough him up, knock him out. So now we have the chance to talk to Faith. We talk to her about what happened. So basically, Woody didn't pay her, and then she's pissed about that, yada yada yada. And before we can finish talking with Faith, he tackles her. He tackles us out of the window, and we land on Toad's car. And then we still continue our tussle, and he almost chokes us out on the light pole or on some kind of sign, I don't remember. And then Faith comes in clutch and just jams the axe to the back of his head satisfyingly, and then we're saved. And Wood is just there on the floor. So now we have the chance to actually talk properly to Faith, and we ask her like what she's doing, and I don't really fully remember the conversation, but it goes like, yeah, what is happening, what are you doing, blah 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 blah. And unfortunately, we never ask her name. Oh yeah, we light her cigarette, by the way, and she says, you're not as bad as they say you are, whispering in Bigby's ear. And I'm like, okay, I see where this is going. I don't remember what question we asked her, but then she says, oh, my lips are sealed. And this is something you're gonna keep hearing for the rest of the whole series, so it's really frustrating. So yeah, that's like the first opening scene. Oh yeah, and by the way, Woody's body disappeared. Which is crazy, because like, he got an axe to the head and he has the ability to stand up. So yeah, this is another thing to note. Fables are really durable. Like as you see, the guy with an axe in his head stood up and left. That's about that's as durable as durability gets. So yeah, we return back to the Fabletown apartment, and we see, or we find we see Beauty trying to sneak out, or we catch her sneaking out because she was hiding, and we're like, okay, we're basically a wolf. You can sense you. And she comes out behind the tree. She's like, "Hey, don't tell Beast, because that's Beauty. Don't tell Beast that you saw me here." And then she leaves, and we're like, you know what? It's not really any of our business. We go upstairs, meet Beast, and we're like, you know what? We're not gonna tell him where she went, because we're not gonna get into their business. As respectful as we're being as respectful as we can be. We go upstairs. We enter our apartment. We find a pig on our couch. And that pig basically comes from the Three Little Piggies. And another thing you should know, yeah, there is something called the farm where people, or where fables who do not have glamour are sent to. Yeah, the pig is there, and he's one of the Three Little Pigs that also the big bad wolf terrorized. He's basically homeless, so now he's like, you know what, you kind of were mean to me in the past, so now you should probably like let me stay here, something like that. Probably inaccurate, I don't know. I don't really care at this point. He's basically our only friend. So we do a couple of stuff in the apartment, I don't remember what. We fall asleep on the couch. It's Snow White, basically like the assistant deputy of the mayor of Fabletown, because of course this Fable town has a mayor. We're brought outside because we're the sheriff, and then she shows us something on the steps, and it's a jacket covering something. I'm like, oh, what could this be? We open the jacket, and lo and behold, we see Fate's head on the step. You know, it was kind of devastating to see her head on the steps because, you know, we kind of had a thing going in the beginning. But yeah, nothing could be done. We're sad, we're trying to find evidences, blah blah blah. We find something in her mouth, a ribbon or something in her mouth. Trying to find out who did it. Yada yada yada. Okay, after that we go like to the basement. I think it's like the basement or like the office or something. Where we meet the mayor of Fabletown, Ichabod Crane, balding guy, who's basically a douchebag. And he treats like Snow pretty rudely. We tried to use the magic mirror to find clues, and unfortunately in the beginning we did not get Faith's name, so we couldn't ask for her name because we need the name to find the person if you want to use the mirror. So yeah, a lot of evidence finding. We also used the book to find a couple of more evidences that lead us to go to Lawrence's house. And Lawrence is basically the husband of Faith. And yeah, and at that same time, you also receive a call from Toad because he's reporting something like happening in his apartment, some disturbances, whatnot. And we have to make a decision between going to Lawrence's place to going to Toad's apartment. And of course, he has a son, and we've known him since the beginning. So we go to Toad's place, because, like, who's Lawrence? I don't know Lawrence. And we go to Toad's place. We see somebody on the top, like, the first floor, second floor. I don't know what you guys call it. Personally, I call it the first floor. Or, no, actually, I'm confused. I don't know what to call it. First or second, who cares? We see him above the first floor. And the unknown person, walks away. We walk in. Toad is acting suspicious, saying that there's nothing wrong. And we see TJ, little cute Toad Jr., acting scared. So I'm like, yeah, there is a problem. So then Snow takes Toad Jr. away. We have a discussion with Toad. And then after that, we like press Toad because we are seeing like broken stuff, like a broken or like displaced stuff like a lamp, etc. Don't remember exactly what was displaced. But then we call out Toad on his bluff, and he confesses that there was somebody here and they threatened him. by threatening the safety of his son. So then, after going to Toad's place, we go to Lawrence's place, and then we find Lawrence on the floor, looking like he OD'd. But no, he actually killed himself. We snoop around the apartment, we find the letter, we open the letter, it says like, I'm sorry or whatever. And we see one little fat dude just sneak out. And we get to know he's one of the Tweedle twins. There's Tweedledee and Tweedledum. I don't know if that was Tweedledee and Tweedledum, but it was like a round short man just exiting. And we do chase him. And for a person of that size, he is fast. Like he was hauling, he was running. But we eventually caught him because we were basically half wolf. Duh. And then we try to talk to him, get some info out of him. But then we get knocked out by his other twin. And then we're unconscious, and then Snow looks at us.
It's trash.
And we kind of are embarrassed at that point because like we got knocked out by two short people, even though you're supposed to be meant to be half wolf. But okay, yeah. And then we wake up again, we see Snow. We track the woodsman down. We then track down Woody to the Trip Trap bar, where we meet Holly and Grendel. Holly, the bartender who doesn't trust Big B because like everybody hates Big B, and Grendel is like really salty about us being violent in the past, like in the fairy tales. And we ask around for Woody. They're like, nah, he's not here. But then he comes out of the bathroom looking all like,
Oh, you got no toilet paper.
and then we press Woody. He said in the press drinking. He said he didn't kill her. Denies killing Faith. And said it's broken, struggling. And like we were like, of course, yeah, he couldn't have killed her because he doesn't seem like that, honestly, you know. And it would be too easy if he was the killer. And after like pressing Woody for information, for some reason, I don't remember why, Holly and Grendel transformed into their original, like their real forms. Holly's a troll, Grendel is a golem, or whatever this thing is. And then he tries to fight us, and of course we wash him. And we had the option of ripping his arm, but no, we didn't need to, obviously. Like, that was going too far, even in my books. And then before we can push for more information, after getting a swig to relax ourselves because we transformed into a half werewolf or whatever this thing is, we tried to press for more information, but then Tweedledee or Tweedledum, I don't know, they just stroll in asking for like trying to get info, but they didn't notice us there. So then we have the option of chasing down Woody or chasing down Tweedledee, Tweedledum, I don't know, one of them. And we chased down Tweedledee because we got knocked out by them. So I'm like, you know what? I have to get my lick back. I have to press him back. I have to get my own revenge, you know. So we get Tweedle, one of the Tweedles, I don't know. Tweedledum, Tweedledee. Yeah, Tweedledee, I think. And then we eventually catch him, and then we handcuff him. But then we catch him, we handcuff him, we like go outside of the bar, and we see that there is a commotion outside. Like, there are a lot of police officers, there are a lot of like flashing lights, and that's happening in front of the Fabletown apartment. So I'm like, yeah, let's go check it out, since we're also a sheriff, supposedly. And then we are approaching towards the front steps, you know. And when we come closer, we see a lot of cops just looking over one area. So I'm like, okay, somebody definitely got murdered. And my bet was like, obviously, it's gonna be definitely Beauty, because she's the one who snuck out in the beginning. But no! shock is an understatement of what I felt at that moment after seeing her head, because we were building something, you know. We had our moments, our flirtatious type moments. So like, you know what? This is going in a good direction, only to find her head on the front steps. So yeah, that's basically the recap. I'm very sure I missed like some details, but this is the best I can do for now. Let me know if I missed anything, and if you don't really get this, if you don't really understand this recap, just look at some, like, watch another, like, proper playthrough. But then another playthrough is like 1 hour, so like, 1 hour is a lot. Okay, I'm basically talking rubbish. But yeah, I guess I'll see you in the next one. Have a blessed day, guys. Bye.
Thank you.